Alright, so last time we made this little kind of crappy slide. The model was not the best, but this time we're going to make another little challenge. So we're going to have a button that starts a timer after showing a cutscene, and it spawns an object you have to race to go pick up. So this will be a lot of work, but I think we can do it. So I'm going to make a new layer for this to just keep track of it easier. We're going to need first a button model. So we'll import this, files, utility, doesn't seem to be in here, so we'll go to models, looking for button and button red base, both of these. Button base. Yeah. So we have, oh, I think it was a texture or something. Oh, the button file already had this in it. Okay, that's probably why. That is probably why it looked like that. So organizing this just a little bit better. Cool. All right, so now we have our button imported in. We can save this. We can go over and place a button. So we'll click on template, BfBB stage items, button red. And we'll place it all the way over here. So we'll do that, gotta refresh. We'll also place a simp generic, which is just a regular object. Place that too. You can call this base. And this will get the exact same position as that button. So open this up. Copy these all the same. Do 0 and 0. Why not? And as you can see, it matches perfectly. So we'll rotate it a little bit, make it look a little nicer. And there we go. So we have the button in. Save this. And right now the button doesn't do anything. If we press it, nothing happens. So first we need to change what actually presses the button. So do we want the bubble spin? No. Bubble bounce? Yes. Bash? No. No. You can just pick and choose which ones you want. Patrick slam? Sure. Even though Patrick's not in the level, we can turn that on. So it should just be the bubble bounce and Patrick slam. It's fine. And now we want to show something. So we'll have some cameras. Actually, we can open it on the hip. We can have placeable camera. And we'll have two of these. So the first one will be right about here. View direction, we're going to change this transition type to 1. Type 1 second. That means it will take 1 second to transition to it. And then we'll duplicate that. So we get another one. And we'll have it show our object right here. So now that we have those, we can make a timer. We're going to need a few timers for this. So 0.25, which would be whenever this camera ends. So on expired, switch to camera 03. So this one will be the one from that camera to the other one. Actually, do this. Do camera 2. So that this can be the first one. And then we'll do 0.5. So whenever we press the button, this will happen. It will switch to this camera. And then we're going to run self +1, which is the next timer. And then we could duplicate this. I selected duplicate. This one will be 1 second. Whenever this happens, this will switch to camera 3 and it will run timer 04. Duplicate that one. And after 1 second, this one can show whatever object we're trying to show here. So we'll click on the camera, we'll view that, and then we'll place down our object, which can be a sock. Why not? We'll place a sock down to make that invisible. Go all the way down, visibility off. Okay. So now whenever this expires, it will collision visible on sock. And then it will run another timer. And finally, with our last timer expired, it will end conversation with the last camera. And we'll do control on SpongeBob. So on the first one, we'll make it take control away from SpongeBob. On run, or yeah, on expired, actually, we'll do that for now. And we're gonna see how this happens in game. Button red, on button press, it will run timer 02. Cool. So now we have a quick little thing set up. It's probably not gonna look that great, but very, very fast. I have to turn the controller on. Press this button. Switches camera, shows our sock. Done. So that was a little fast. We can slow it down just a tiny bit. Just a teeny tiny bit. Multi-edit, we'll do like 1.5 for all of those. Go and test it. Like I said, I don't have a warp to this level, so I have to reload the game every time I want to retry it. And there we go. It's not super lined up, but obviously you can adjust it. We can open up the config, which is F1. We can lower the speeds a little bit if you want a finer camera. Like, if I want this one to be a little more accurate to the actual sock, I can do this. And then this one, maybe I want this one to aim at that camera a little better. Do that. So now that we have that, we want a timer now. So the best way to do this is look at another level's timer. So we will go to our files. We will look at a level with a timer. I'll just go to Sand Mountain. Sand Mountain's probably the best bet anyways. All of these are timed. So we have the race timer. And as you can see, there's a lot more different things on here. So we'll copy this one instead. And we'll just delete these first two we had. We can see what targets this timer. You can find your target screen. Anything that has this name in it will show up on here. And apparently there's a lot of stuff. So we have the start trigger. We have if you win it, you have apparently the bus stop will stop the timer. We have Mrs. Puff, who should start the timer. Correct. Yes, Mrs. Puff runs this timer. And then it stops it so that it could show up. Like whenever this runs, it becomes visible and then it instantly stops. But we just need to know that it runs that timer. So we'll also get the text for this. Timer text. And we need sounds for this too. I did not open up the hop file, if you've noticed. Pretty sure, yeah. So All of this stuff should work fine how it is. Like all the sounds should play. None of the sounds play. Oh, they're here. Okay, so we need SFX assets. We'll copy all of these, the race ones. And we'll paste them over here. And these ones need the sound in the level. So we need to open up the hop for the sounds. And now our screen's getting a little messy. So we have our hop. We can go to SRAM. We can look for what plays the sounds now. So we need golden spatula up here and all the race sounds. Xylo 1 loop, please line hit, wrong choice, cave glory. Oh. Xylo, wrong choice. Please line hit, cave glory. Cool. So now we'll paste all of these into our hop. It's getting very messy here. Paste all these in. All of these should appear now. That is correct. We can close out of... We can hide the hop for now, the 2 hops. And there's one more thing we need for the race timer. Just one final thing, which is making it actually show up. So we have the sounds, all these sounds, but we need the race text box here. So we'll go up to this. It's in a dyna. The text boxes are in the dyna. Need the race text box, which needs race timer text. So we have that. So we click on this, copy. I opened the wiki page. Paste that. Okay. So now our thing should be fine. We click on our timer. We're missing the triggers, but that is fine. So we have all of these. We have our text. This race timer could be like 15 seconds. And then whenever we need to actually edit some of this stuff. So here, whenever the sock shows up, we'll do expired play golden spatula up here. And then whenever this final timer ends, we'll do expired run SM02 race timer. And there's that. So now we can edit our button. Right now it doesn't reset, but we could have it reset. Actually, we could have this not reset. And whenever this timer ends, if we don't make the timer, we can do some stuff. We can have expired collision visible off, sock so it hides it, button unpress our button so that you're able to redo the challenge again. And let's test it out. We did a lot of editing. Make sure everything's saved. Did a good bit of editing in this moment. Let's test it out. So now we have our button all the way over here. Goes over there, goes there, plays a sound, and we have a timer. So obviously this timer is not difficult to achieve. We did forget to make the timer end whenever you pick this up, but we can see what happens when it fails. And our button all the way back here is now raised. So we do that one very slight edit where if you pick up the sock, on pickup, this will stop the timer and it will invisible the race text box and it will play. I don't think I have a race wind sound. So I could have a golden spatula up here sound if you pick it up. Why not? So we'll do that one final little edit just for a little bit of polish so that the timer's not running and it plays a fail sound even after you win. Press the button, goes through here. You'll pick up our sock, and there you go. There's a neat little challenge using the buttons, using timers, custom cameras, and yeah, I don't know what I'll do next, but we have added a lot. So we added these robots, we added a mission for them, we added the slide, we added this little challenge. Who knows what will be next, but yeah, there you go.